they play with the idea of like, what does the X mean in the title?
The X
like,
factor, yeah.
Like, oh, you're gonna hit it big, honey, because you got the X factor, and it's like is it X for that? Is it X for like the they're making rated X? I think the X factor and basically the theme of the movie, like like youth, like that time, like you don't realize what you got till it's gone, and I think that's the theme of the movie.
It was the fear of growing older, all that stuff.
It was kind of bleak. It gave me those vibes when I was watching it. Like, oh, like you realized I'm kind of in between Jenna Ortega and that old man. I'm somewhere in between.
Mm-hmm. I would love to be somewhere between Jenna Ortega and
that old man. Yeah. You like to be that? You'd be like cheese in that sandwich, dude.
Yes. There'd be so much cane everywhere. I'd flood the whole fucking room in my cane.
What kind of cheese is that? Head cheese or what are these?
Revival House Network.
What's up, everybody? Got another episode of Cinema Enema for you. Very special because we have Riverman with Zach and myself. It's not that often we have him around, but it felt necessary because we're doing a movie that he was all amped about, and we all happened to go see it. So we're going to be talking about X, the Ty West joint that came out. Cinema Enema, we usually just shoot the shit at first, at the top of the hour. Talk about what we've acquired maybe recently, what we're watching recently. If there's anything newsworthy, we'll touch on that, and then we'll talk about the Ty West flick on the back end. But what's up, Zach? How you doing, man? Why's your head down?
Fucking nothing much, baby. Just pulling up all the fucking and the great information I need to have to do the episode. All the fucking great shit. All the movies I've been watching, baby.
Have you been sleeping? You look like you just woke up.
Oh no, I've been sitting here getting ready to fucking just rock the world, because that's what we do. We put on a great show. I'm here to put on a great show. We're gonna do it.
All right. Well, cool. How you, Todd?
I'm pretty good, man. Not bad at all.
I'm getting my list up too. Zach reminded me. Okay, so let's just kind of talk about that stuff first. What have you been watching lately, Todd? You're more interesting.
I haven't been watching a ton. I did watch. I have the House on the Edge of the Park. Synapse, not Synapse. Who put that out? Zach.
Fucking, I think that was Code Red, baby.
Yeah, the new one that just came out. I watched that, rewatched it for. I think I saw it like 3 or 4 years ago, but it's great, man. It's really good. Grand exploitation movies.
The Last House on the Left, but fucking Krug is like a hoity-toity, like rich kid almost, or if I remember right.
He was the mechanic. He was the mechanic in this. And,
fucking okay.
The other people, they wanted to kill him because he raped their sister or whatever. Remember at the end, he get the twist.
That's what he always does. Fucking our boy David Hess is just going around raping everybody. That fucking guy.
The king of rape.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been watching. I've been watching a whole lot, man. I'll let you. I'll think about it, and I'll come back.
Yeah, you've been on I've been on a kind of a TV kick. We've been watching that show on Netflix, The Last Kingdom. It's just more Middle Earth shit. It seems like ever since, I want to say I don't even want to say Game of Thrones. I think maybe even since Lord of the Rings, all that shit's super popular. But ever since Game of Thrones come out, it's like everything takes place in the Middle Earth or is about Vikings or something. And it's fucking old, man. Like when the lady was suggesting we watch it, I was like, I looked at it, I'm like, I can't tell this show apart from all the other ones. But I've been watching it anyway, and it is really, really good. So we're almost done with that. As far as flicks, I don't have that many of note. I'll run down them. I watched The Arrival with Charlie Sheen. I remember I had always wanted to watch that because it was always advertised in all the 90s comic books I was reading, man. All the time I saw that poster.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you like, it's very 90s. It feels like a lower budget Independence Day type flick, but I didn't hate it. It was kind of fun. It was a 6 out of 10. I watched that shitty Pixar. It's not shitty, but I watched that Pixar movie because I don't have kids, but I get roped into watching all these Pixar movies because the lady likes them. I watched that Turning Red movie.
Red! I'm turning red! I'm turning red! I'm turning red! Is that fucking so good? Like, let me get this straight. It's about a straight edge band fucking playing, and like, what happens exactly?
It's about
that was a Minor Threat reference.
Yeah,
the song's called "Seeing Red."
Well, the whole movie is just basically a big metaphor for a girl's period. And her coming into her own and shit like that. And
are you kidding me? My kid saw that. Was it that bad?
No, it's fun. Dude.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I'm so sick of all these movies. I don't even care if it's amazing. I'm tired of it. Like, even if it's a 10 out of 10 masterwork, the most a Pixar movie is going to get from me is a 6 out of 10 these days. I'm so fucking tired of all of them. I'm just tired of them.
I thought Onward was great, man. That was fucking great.
You're so fucking slow. I was so fucking tired of them back in 2007.
I mean, I'm real tired. I mean, they're Marvel 10 years ahead of Marvel. More than, yeah. So it's like they are just so oversaturated. But yeah, the movie's about a girl that at a certain age, she's got this curse where she turns into this like Chinese heritage big cat monster. But it's all a metaphor for a girl's period. And just changing and feeling awkward and all this shit. And dude, like her mom even goes to like buy her pads and, and the tampons and all that stuff. It's kind of interesting, but it is what it is. It's nothing offensive or anything. It's like your kid.
How could you ever be offended by like that's kind of funny. It's like fucking a period. It's just like fucking it happens to you when you're like 10 years old, but like we still feel like fucking we can't just let any kid know about this.
No little boy is going to be able to relate to it. It's definitely like a girl's movie or a preteen girl's movie. You know what I mean? And they have it set in the late 90s for some reason. It really doesn't have a reason to.
Fucking all the kids walking around wearing Jinkos and the fucking big ball chains. Corn shirts.
It's based around, like they're obsessed. All these teen girls are obsessed with this boy band called Four Town. And it's like the NSYNC thing. So it takes place in the late 90s. So,
amazing.
But they have those today with like K-pop bands. So I don't know why it took place in the late 90s. I watched a couple of Wes Cravens I had never seen before, and I finally checked them off. I bought copies of both of them. I got Serpent in the Rainbow, which I dug. It was kind of reminded me of like Corpse Killer. It's like whoever created that game just got done watching Serpent in the Rainbow. Like, hey, let's make a fucking shitty game out of this. And then I watched Deadly Friend. And you know what? They were both solid. They were both 6 out of 10s. Deadly Friend was interesting. Deadly Friend was I watched the special features and the interviews and shit about it, and I totally get it. Like it was a family movie. They had to go back and film extra shit to now like switch gears and make it a horror movie.
To me, basically, it was like fucking R.L. Stine. It was the Goosebumps movie before the Goosebumps movie, because there was a guy who thought it was like a bootleg R.L. Stine who wrote the book that Deadly Friend is based on. So it's like fucking, and then it's like fucking, we're gonna make this movie for kids and all that shit. And then like they test screened it, and then it was like fucking I guess. And so he fucking took like 3 days and did that. And what we get is just like a fucking what the fuck mess of a film.
Was it, but it's fun. I didn't have a problem with it. And it has some fun gore and kills. But I have a question. Was it like, it almost felt, when I was watching the behind the scenes stuff, they were like, it's supposed to be this love story. I'm like, so they were supposed to keep the fucking possession, the dead girlfriend and the robot the whole time? Because it seems almost like at the start of the movie they're going to go for almost like this ET type flick where you got this robot best pal, and all of a sudden the robot is done, and then the spirit of that robot goes into the girl the whole movie.
Christy Swanson. She's literally doing this through the whole movie.
Yeah, it's really funny. She's like doing this like small wonder shit. It's really funny.
Like, does this make me look like a robot if I fucking do this?
I thought you were going to say Christy Swanson's a babe. And I'm like, she was literally 16. But it's fun. It's an interesting flick. I watched Vampire. I've seen Vampires, but I haven't seen it since it came out in like 98 or 99. and I rewatched that. I picked that up on Shout Factory because they finally dropped the price to a good price, and I liked it, man. It was a great B flick. It was a lot of fun. James Woods is a treasure.
Yeah, that's definitely worth a purchase. I do agree with you on that.
I had no problem with it's a B movie, but I think it knows it's a B movie. It's just ridiculous. Just the concept of James Woods as like an action star is hilarious.
That's pretty much everybody's thought on it. Fucking, you said I don't get all the hate. I don't think anybody hates it. It's just everybody thinks of it as just like fucking It's like a 6.
Well, I'm sure there's some Carpenter elitists out there that hate it.
But to me, an is not a 6. A 6 is good. A 5 is like a Like I like it. I thought
a 5 is not an A 5 is a movie that you don't even fucking comprehend. That like
no, it's an It's an
A 5 is literally in the middle. It's like I could take it or leave it. But you know,
that you felt nothing exactly. Means like
to me, a 6 out of 10 is a flawed good movie. It's not without its flaws, but it's a
good movie is a 7.
But I dig it. And you know, I read hate about it all the time, man, and it's always ranking so low on those Carpenter best of lists whenever you watch those videos or read those articles. And
find me one article where somebody hates it. I want you to find me one. Prove me wrong.
I'm not saying it goes to Mars, but it's always low. It's always super low on the list.
I don't know.
I'm sure the elevated horror fans don't love it.
Yeah.
Elevator horror.
The elevator horror fans.
Why aren't we making elevator horror films? Like fucking just elevator. Like, you ever see that video where the guy fucking he's got the thing, it comes dislodged and he fucking falls in the elevator and it grinds him up. That's fucking scary shit.
Didn't M. Night Shyamalan literally produce a whole movie about an elevator horror movie like called Devil?
Yeah, I never saw that. Was that any good?
No, but I just know it was on an elevator.
I was saying elevator, but I was thinking of the stair one. What's the stair one?
Escalator.
Escalator. Yeah.
That's where the guy got grounded up in the escalator.
I watched.
I can totally see that. Yeah, absolutely.
I've been on. You can't make a whole fucking movie about that though.
That'd be awesome, dude. It's the killer escalator, dude. Sucks.
I mean, if you had cheap movie, dude, like one set piece, like we're just gonna. The whole thing is on this escalator.
We'll film it in super slow motion.
I've been on a movie kick. Like I went on a little bit of a buying spree, just buying a lot of shit. And a lot of them were blind buys, which is kind of not like me. And I blindly bought Black Rainbow because I can't remember which website was having an Arrow sale, so it wasn't too much money or anything like that. And I watched that, and that was an That was like a legit Have you ever seen that with Rosanna Arquette?
What movie was it?
Black Rainbow. Not to be confused with Beyond the Black Rainbow, which is a terrible movie.
Fucking, that's what's coming to mind for me. Beyond Black Rainbow. Yeah,
1989 Black Rainbow. It's got a cool setup, a cool premise. It's about this medium that's kind of like a John Edwards type, right? That, you know, has an audience of people, and she's like, "Does anybody know a John anywhere? I have a cousin named John. John, yes." And you know, they're doing that whole thing, and she starts seeing murders before they happen, so it's kind of that old. It's kind of like what's it called? Fucking Dead Zone.
Ghost Whisper.
Dead Zone.
White Noise.
No, Dead Zone.
Go, John. Go, John.
That's nothing to do.
All these shows the same. Isn't she on a show called Medium? Did you say Arquette? What's her name?
That's Patricia.
Fucking they all got the same name.
Rosanna Arquette, dude. She was a babe back in the day, man. And like in this movie,
Patricia Arquette was a babe.
No, yeah, Rosanna Arquette's in Pulp Fiction, but she doesn't look good in that movie. She got all the shit in her face.
Yeah.
No, she looks good in this movie, man. And she was an actress that wasn't afraid to show some skin and have sex scenes, like she always did. Like she showed her skin and her tits, and she was getting railed by JCVD and Nowhere to Run. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh yeah.
And
we just lost all the film buffs that were like, "Oh, I want to hear fucking a great intellectual conversation about X."
Dude, first of all, in that movie, if you remember really well, it's yet again one of those vehicles where it's like Van Damme clearly had final approval of the script, because he like, "I think we should add this line here. I think I should say that." He goes, "Listen, there's a scene where she accidentally sees him in the shower because the kids befriend him because he's squatting outside hiding, and they let him in to take a shower. and the mom doesn't know he's there, and the mom like sees him showering, and she just of course peeks on him, and then they get to know each other, and it's fine. The next morning at breakfast, she's eating with the kids. It's Kieran Culkin.
Yeah.
And and the little girl and the mom, and it says somehow it comes out that she saw him in the shower. And I guess she was talking. What the little girl says something like, "Well, she says you have a big dick," and of course something like that, big penis. And then of course like she's like, "Quiet," and he's like eating like all modest, like, "Oh, this is awkward." Like, whatever, dude. Come on, you wrote it.
You wrote it. Desert Heat, dude. That's like the same scene in Desert Heat.
It's a desert. Except he had a little kid say it. Yeah. A little kid say it, dude.
These guys are gonna now spend the rest of the show trying to convince us that they're heterosexual. By the way, everybody. So let's fucking move on.
I am gonna move on anyway. In Black Rainbow, it's cool premise, but it's like a 5 out of 10. And then I Zach, because of your recommendation, I've been on an Argento kick. I'm trying to watch the ones that I haven't seen that much. I've only seen about 3 or 4 Argento movies total. So I watched Opera.
Amazing.
It was good, but I think Suspiria out of the 4 movies I've seen is the best. You were like, it's the best one.
Opera is schlocky as fuck.
I still haven't watched it, Zach. I might give it a better review. Hold on, I need to watch it.
The scene I remember the most is like fucking just some crazy ass kill happens, and then an Iron Maiden song starts playing, and it's just like fucking like a tongue ripping or something like that.
Was it Iron Maiden, or was it like rip off cock rock? It was like some 80s butt rock music, but it wasn't Iron Maiden.
The fucking Iron Maiden's all over the soundtrack.
Is it? Maybe I'll have to go back. You sure? Maybe it's Bruce Dickinson. Maybe is it Iron Maiden or Bruce Dickinson solo?
Did you watch a version where they changed the music?
I would have noticed. I watched a version and it sounded like knockoff Judas Priest, which Priest sounds nothing like Maiden. So I don't know, but it was really funny.
Regardless. I don't know. Maybe I'm just fucking high brained. Maybe I'm cunt brained.
It sounded like Trick or Treat. No,
maybe I'm thinking of fucking Demons. It had all the fucking like. Huge...
Yeah, I think you are, because it sounded like Fastway. It sounded like the Trick or Treat, and it sounded like a Fastway type band, which is really funny.
Argento did put like Iron Maiden music in at least one of his movies, and maybe I'm just forgetting which movie it was.
Yeah,
what would you give that movie? Fucking 18 out of 12.
I gave it a 6 out of 10. It was, which to me is good. It's good. But yeah, it's like to me, Suspiria so far, I haven't seen all his flicks. I've seen Cat o' Nine Tails, Suspiria, I've seen Opera, and I've seen
Deep Red.
I've seen Deep Red, yeah. Which I know a lot of people consider Deep Red at the top.
It's excellent. I rewatched it recently. I bought the 4K. It's fucking great, man.
So maybe I should rewatch it, because when I saw it, it was like 6 out of 10. Like, I liked it. The ending makes it. The ending's phenomenal.
Well, I don't think the young people appreciate
fine art.
Yeah, exactly.
you fucking you don't understand fine art. Aaron giving it a 6.
Yeah,
I like it.
You don't know Argento.
Well, no. To me, the most Argento of all Argento is something like Suspiria, where there's literally no story in Suspiria. Hardly any story. It's all visual storytelling, and to me, that's easily a 9 out of 10. I think it's fantastic, but I have to rewatch Deep Red. I've seen Suspiria more than once, whereas I've seen Deep Red one time, so maybe that's also part of it.
I watched a movie recently that was completely just fucking visually everything about, like, I watched the newest Wes Anderson movie, the French Dispatch, about the fucking it's the name of like their newspaper, like they write for a newspaper, and it's just like 3 different stories. I barely remember the plot. It was like so fucking the way they like the visuals. I was just like watching it, and like the decisions they made on how to film it the way they did, and like fucking I remember so little about the story, but I do remember that I thought the fucking story was really interesting and like fucking out there. But it's all a blur. So I'm excited to watch it.
Don't cut my face off and put it on your head and fuck my wife. When'd you get that tapestry? In the background.
I was hoping nobody mentioned it the whole show. It's just there.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
It's a reference to Face Off. It's fucking Nick Cage, and it's made to look like the "Don't Tread on Me" flag, but it's
It says, "Don't cut my face off and put it on your head and fuck my wife."
And fuck my wife. Yeah, I saw. Maybe you posted it. I'm like, I know I've seen that. It's got like a derpy Nick Cage face. Yeah, look at that. It's pretty funny.
Jesus.
Yeah, and leave it just like that. It's perfect. No, but anyway, no. I have the Blu-ray of Deep Red. I don't have the 4K. I did just buy, and I got in the mail today, the Phenomena 4K, and I've never seen Phenomena, so I'm just blind going into that one. So I mean, like so far, like I don't hate any of his movies. I mean, if Phenomena is a 6 out of 10, I'll be happy. Like it's fine. 6 out of 10s please me, you know.
Fucking French Dispatch. I'm looking forward to watching it again. That was a double review in our little thing there. You were reviewing fucking what you were reviewing. I was reviewing French Dispatch. Fucking, we're breaking ground. We're breaking ground.
I broke the momentum because I noticed the fucking Nick Cage thing.
Exactly.
Like it took me out of it for a second. Lastly, I got a couple more. I watched Eastern Promises, and I blind bought that too because I'd never seen it. I know it's Cronenberg, and I'm like, I know a lot of people liked it, and I watched it. I got to say, I was a little let down. It was a 6 out of 10. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know why I was expecting something really good.
That movie was really long, wasn't it?
No, it's like 90, maybe an hour 40 tops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not long.
I'm thinking of a different movie.
And you know, Viggo Mortensen looked. It's like, oh, he'll probably nail the role. And I like Naomi Watts. You know, I love Naomi Watts. And I'm like, it sounds cool. And then it was nothing like I thought it was going to be. Like I just wrote this story in my mind of what the movie was going to be like, and just explored different things. But I liked it. Have you guys ever seen that?
No,
never. I never had the fucking desire to watch anything Cronenberg once he stopped with the body horror stuff. Fucking don't care.
History of Violence is good, man.
I'm a fucking body horror snob. Fucking
well, and I got to watch History of Violence too because that was the one he did before Eastern Promises. But no, I mean, Eastern Promises has some violence in it and good effects and shit, but it's not like total body horror. But like I think you see some mutilated hand action and shit like that, and it's got this one scene that I didn't realize was kind of notorious until after I watched it, but it literally has a scene that I swear feels like it lasts 5 minutes, and it's in a bathhouse, and these two guys are attacking Viggo Mortensen, and they're all butt naked, and so you watch Viggo Mortensen brutalize these two guys with his dick swinging around for 5 minutes, and they show everything. Like it's just, you see a naked Viggo Mortensen, and it's all very kind of like there's a lot of homoerotic undertones in the movie that are intentional.
They actually deleted a scene where fucking Viggo Mortensen actually pulled his foreskin up over his dick and like hid stuff inside the fucking stretchy skin, and like he would ask people like, what am I hiding in my foreskin? It was like a game show scene.
It would have been much better if it was starring Viggo the Carpathian.
Hell yes.
Speaking of Cronenberg, I highly recommend Possessor by Brandon Cronenberg.
Oh, I probably brought that up on the last episode, but I watched that and I
didn't
care
fucking
for it.
Awesome.
I didn't care for it. I thought
it was great.
Yeah, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but I instantly knew what I was getting myself into as soon as like I got into the first scene. And I'm like, I don't know. I also give it the benefit of the doubt because I just don't know if I was in the right mindset for a movie like that. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And once again, it was a cool premise. I think it was just a little slow for my taste. It just wasn't, it was kind of plodding along for me.
Yeah, you don't like slow burns, so.
No, I do when they're done right.
I'm just kidding.
It for me, but like I said, it was very late, and I wasn't expecting a flick like that, and yeah, so just all right. I don't remember what I gave it. I probably gave it like a 5, maybe I gave it a 4.
It's a meh.
What did I give it?
It's better than a meh. I thought it was great.
And you haven't seen that yet, Zach? Oh, I gave it a 5. Yeah, right here. Lastly, I just kind of watched a junk food movie last night. I think it was 2 nights ago, actually, when I was eating late dinner. I just watched Broken City on HBO Max. I don't know. What's it? Russell Crowe, Mark Wahlberg. I'm in desperate search for a Mark Wahlberg movie that's good because that guy has become
rock star.
Fear's like 20, almost 30 years old. The thing is Marky Mark has become like The Rock, where they had promise at the start, and now they just come out with the worst shit.
Why do people pretend like Rockstar isn't a terrific film? That's at least a 9 out of 10.
What?
Why do people
what?
Rockstar? Why do people pretend like that's not at least a 9 out of 10? It's a terrific film.
It's not. Rockstar is.
You're lying. You're pretending. You're pretending right now.
I think Rockstar's kind of a fun waste of 90 minutes. Like, it's a fun movie, but it feels so light. It's like, man, this feels like it needs to be longer. It feels like it's in and out, and it doesn't really.
Fucking, it's okay. Fucking, it doesn't last long enough. Fucking, see, you're saying like it's okay, but it's fucking amazing.
It's very hollow. It's just such a fucking.
Hollow Man, that's a terrific film too. Fucking
you
Kevin
see a dick
Bacon.
In that too. Yeah,
you do.
All right, but that's all I got. Zach, talk about what you've been watching, man.
I watched The Wrong Turn remake. It was on Showtime. And I went into it. I was like, fucking, this is not going to be good. Fucking, I don't remember liking the original series. Like, fucking, actually, I think I saw the original and then I saw none of the sequels because I had a negative experience with the first one. Because I watched it the night before my dog was to be put to sleep the next day. She was real sick, and I was just laying next to her. Had to take my mind off things. I had to put on a movie, and I just happened to have rented The fucking Wrong Turn. And then fucking, it had the hot Stacy chick from Snow Day. Remember? She was also in Detroit Rock City.
Yeah, she's real hot. Yeah,
she's fucking big Stacy. Fucking. Yeah, I never wanted to watch it again. I watched this remake. And I was, you know what? It was just like fucking, I think I liked it. Fucking, I went in with no expectations. I don't know. Fucking, they did it completely different. It's like, it's not like a B movie type of thing where it's just like inbred fucking hillbilly rapist in the woods. It's like fucking, no, now they're like fucking this weird little village who like, established like laws and shit. So fucking like the people that happened to go into the woods wronged them in some way. And fucking I was just like fucking I was not expecting this movie. I was expecting like stupid slasher movie. And fucking I walked around. It was like half of a stupid slasher movie, and then it just I kind of gave away like a big turn to take. Like fucking it does kind of take a turn and fucking goes where you didn't expect it. Like fucking I didn't see that coming. Fucking, but I think I liked it. Fucking, I give it a 7 out of 10. But it's funny because like a lot of the acting is so like fucking one the guy playing the dad looking for his missing daughter is playing it like it's a fucking like it's the original series, like it's some fucking B movie about inbred cannibals. But like everybody else is playing a different movie. I mean, that doesn't mean everybody else is really great. Like there's this one kid, like he's like the boyfriend character. He seems like he was definitely a TikTok star or something. That's why he's in this movie. He's a TikTok star, and the fucking because he's not very good, and the fucking but he's got a look about him. And fucking, I enjoyed it though.
All right. I'd never seen any of the Wrong Turn movies. It was that the movie didn't have like who was in the original besides the chick from? She's also in Don't Mess with Zohan, I believe. But who else was in it?
In part 2, it had Henry Rollins.
Oh yeah, I know that. That's right.
And fucking the people love part 2. A lot of people love all the sequels, but like this is really big among horror fans, and I was never huge into it.
Elijah Dushku, Aaron.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Well, what else you been watching?
Fucking.
I keep forgetting Riverman's here, by the way, because where your name like template is at, it's like it's hiding you, dude. Like you can't see your head. I see a ball cap. Like the whole movie, it's like, where is he at?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
If I would have said
yeah, the whole
show. I wonder if anybody's watching this just like fucking. I can't even see that guy.
Yeah, he's
we're not live. We're not live on YouTube, are we?
Fucking no.
It's gonna be. It's gonna go up. Yeah, the video.
Oh, okay. It is.
That was actually we're not stupid. That was a visual gag. We were basically recreating that gag from all the Austin Powers movies where it just covers his junk, like something in the foreground.
The intro and the yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So what else?
I watched Benedict 2021, the fucking Paul Verhoeven movie about the like the nuns who they're doing lesbian shit they're doing some licking carpet, all the sexy shit. They're fucking hanging out, doing all the cool shit, and fucking I liked it. Fucking I gave it 8 out of 10, and it had one. It's on Hulu, and it had one of the fucking weirdest uses of CGI I've ever seen in a movie. Fucking. So it's a scene where the main character Benedetta, she's a little kid, and like she's fucking running there. I think that she did something bad and she's got to confess her sins. She goes to the Virgin Mary statue at night and she's confessing her sins, and something happens, like an earthquake or something, and like the Virgin Mary statue falls on her, and like they did like a weird CGI effect where the Virgin Mary falls on her, and it's like I would have just like got like you just show it coming down like how is that so hard to film? It's one of those things where it's like it had to have been like he watched it afterwards. He had to have realized it was bad, and he channeled into his like fucking self-sabotaging Paul Verhoeven, like when he made Showgirls, and it was just like, this is bad, and I'm gonna put it out just for fun anyway. That's what people like to think, that fucking Paul Verhoeven put out Showgirls. It was a bad movie on purpose. You think that's the thing? You think that? I doubt it.
It's a terrible movie.
I think sometimes directors can just huff their own farts, buy their own shit.
I also think that Paul Verhoeven didn't have a choice. It's like he promised the studio a movie that they paid for, and it's like even if it turns out bad, they're going to put it out regardless because they just care about a profit. Even if they like bury it or tuck it under like into the straight to video market or whatever. And I'm pretty sure the studios saw that movie and they're like, fuck, well, we have to market the hell out of this titty show. Like it's got sex, it's got strippers, it's got the Saved by the Bell chick.
That reminds me, I diverged, but I was saying that the fucking the statue of the Virgin Mary falls on her, really weird, awkward looking shot, and then like fucking like she looks up and the Virgin Mary's titty is right in her face, so she starts sucking it. Like she sees it as a sign. She sees it as a sign, like the fucking titty's right in my face, and she's.
It's a CGI titty.
No, it's fucking. At that point, it's practical.
And you said this is a kid.
Fucking a child. It was. I don't fucking remember how old she was. She was something. Fucking yeah. You just tell a kid it's like fucking. It's art. Fucking. It's like the Mother Mary. Fucking drinking her titty.
Well, Paul Verhoeven's kind of hit or miss, so it might be good. I might check it out.
Would you let Paul Verhoeven hit you with his dick?
No. What else? Keep going.
Oh, I watched that Woodstock '99, Peace, Love, and Rage.
Oh yeah, now getting around to that. It's what a fucking hit piece that was.
Oh god, yeah, that pissed me off, man.
I was
trying to have a good time.
I was able to watch the whole thing and be like, you know what, fucking talking heads. They came on, they gave their opinions.
I watched it too.
I agreed with some of them. I didn't agree with all of them. Fucking, and then they fucked off. And like, I wasn't mad at it. Fucking, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fine.
I just think
wasn't Moby in that just bad?
Yeah, it's like they're just interviewing Moby and fucking Sheryl Crow. They're not in John Davis, maybe, right? There's just a few people, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people that were credible said no, I'm not going to be in this piece of shit. But it's really one-sided, like a lot of docs are, and I love the promoter.
I don't know.
The promoter's the only guy that comes off like, yeah, this guy's definitely a douchebag. We can all agree this guy's a douchebag. What was he saying? Like, well, only this many people got raped.
I think like I watched it knowing you guys were fucking raging, fucking pun intended with the title, fucking about how one-sided this was. I was watching it and I was like, this doesn't seem as one-sided as they were saying. But as soon as they say like fucking, oh, and then Limp Bizkit came out, the first thing you fucking hear is a person saying, I think it's fucking ridiculous to blame Fred Durst for the and then the next thing you hear is like, it was fucking Fred Durst's fault. And I don't know. I thought they were pretty fair.
You need to stick up your boy is what you need to do.
No, dude, the whole thing was about blaming Fred Durst. Like there's so many.
It wasn't. It really wasn't.
And the promoter and that guy.
Yeah.
It's the promoter's fault. It's that fucking guy's fault.
Exactly. That guy was ultra Chad. Fucking, he came on this show knowing it was going to be put out, and then he fucking
he made like the ultimate fucking bad argument about about the girl that got sexually assaulted. Well, shit, fucking he blamed her basically. Fucking,
He's like,
he knew,
yeah, they're walking around naked all weekend. Like, what do they expect?
he didn't do that by accident. Like when he didn't know they were filming, they asked him the question, the camera was right in his face, and like he said that he's like, fucking hell yeah, fucking I made that.
It's that yeah. Did you see? It's not his fault. Did you see what she was wearing? Argument like they're walking around naked. It's like it's a bunch of adolescent boys and hormones raging. You're walking around naked all weekend. What do you expect? Like you're basically asking for it. Like.
It was a different time back in '99. Let's just say that.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely was, I guess, but
not in a good way. I'm just saying.
I watched Phoenix Rising, Evan Rachel Wood HBO documentary. Fucking
about all that abuse stuff, Marilyn Manson.
Fucking just like Leaving Neverland. Fucking the one they did about Michael Jackson, fucking the one with Bill Cosby. These all end with them saying, fucking, we asked Marilyn Manson to participate in this documentary and he refused. And this one, it said basically that fucking Marilyn Manson, at the behest of his lawyer, refused. And I was just like, dude, a shock rocker fucking refusing the attention, that's almost confirmation that he did everything said in this fucking documentary. That's supposed to be a joke, but it's kind of true too.
Who Marilyn Manson?
Yeah, Manson.
I haven't seen that. What is that? What was that called?
Well,
it's called
Phoenix Rising.
Phoenix Rising.
Okay, and Marilyn Manson. Oh yeah, I'll check it out.
I thought fucking one thing I noticed about this one is that fucking this one did not need to be 2 episodes that are both feature length. Yeah, and I could tell like fucking they did that because it's like, oh, we have to do it now. It's the same format as the fucking the Leaving Neverland one, the fucking, and the other ones we do, the Woody Allen one. You don't got to do it all the time. You don't got to do it the same way every time.
I don't know if I believe the Neverland one, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I think there's probably like a mix of both with Leaving Neverland.
Yeah,
he's dead. Who cares? I'm willing to say he fucked all those kids. I mean, it's no sweat off my side.
I'm pretty sure the kids he fucked, they're the only people that care. Because they're the ones that are
the fans clearly care. They're like, you don't tarnish his name, and it's like fucking, he doesn't know it's being tarnished though. Let's just move on.
If he did it, he got away with it because he's dead, and no one's gonna try and kick a dead man when they're down, and people just give him the benefit of the doubt when he never had a try. It never got proven. So it's like, well, we have a choice. We can
at the very least, fucking, he had a insane fascination with kids. Like, fucking, I'm just gonna hang out with them. They're gonna spend the night at my house. That's fucking nuts.
What was that one accusation that he had the boy spread open his butt cheeks and he like jerked off to his booty hole?
But I'm not even touching that. I'm touching just the fact that we know he hung out with kids. Like, fucking, just come hang out at my house.
It's weird. And the parents are just as bad for.
Oh, they're terrible.
They're fucking having like starry eyes. Like, sure, Michael Jackson.
I think we're just as bad because we knew about it too, and we made the same kind of fucking like. Well,
I didn't let my kids sleep with Michael Jackson. What are you talking about?
I mean, people that wanted to like fucking idolized him. It's like fucking.
I never idolized Michael Jackson.
I don't think anybody ever idolized. They loved his music, which I still love it. But,
I don't know. People were going crazy for Michael back in the day. He had some super fans.
Who's that one dipshit on YouTube? The fucking Razor Fist. He was really into fucking defending Michael Jackson, like till his dying day. Fucking, how dare you speak ill? Fucking Sony killed Michael Jackson when they fucking didn't give him the royalty money for all the albums he was selling, and fucking he ended up dying an addict.
He's a shopping addict too.
Whatever Corey Feldman says, that's what I believe.
Exactly, Corey.
I think you could be smart and a pedophile. I think you can choose to pick your targets wisely. Like, hey, how about I don't fuck the biggest child star in the world, Macaulay Culkin, and I don't fuck.
You cut out there, but I know you said that. Why don't I fuck the biggest Chad? Because we all know Macaulay Culkin's a Chad.
Anyway, do you have anything else on your list?
Fucking, I watched that Val Kilmer documentary.
Yeah, how was that? I kind of forgot about that. I meant to watch that when it came out.
I thought it was good. Fucking, I've never. To me, Val Kilmer, he wasn't a guy I saw a lot. Fucking, to me, he was just that one guy who was Batman once, and then they immediately replaced him with fucking George Clooney. Like that, it's sad to admit, but that was fucking Val Kilmer to me.
For most of my life was just,
Iceman to Todd.
Iceman, yeah, absolutely. Iceman. Did you ever watch The Saint? That was a good movie.
I've
don't
seen The
think so.
Saint. I've seen At First Sight. The Saint had Elizabeth Shue, right? At First Sight had
Yeah.
Mira Sorvino.
Yeah.
And he was like the blind guy.
Mhm.
I don't remember The Saint at all. I don't really remember At First Sight that well. I think I saw both those when they were like the new movies on HBO or Cinemax of the month or something, like when they came out. But yeah, I don't know. And Tombstone, man, everybody it does. That's
Oh,
his
he's
big,
phenomenal in
his big,
Tombstone.
yeah, his big known roles are Iceman, Tombstone, Doc Holliday, and I guess Batman. He'll go to the grave with that, and that's not too bad, you know.
Fucking the biggest thing, greatest thing he ever did was be the reference whenever Vanilla Ice said Iceman. You do it without in the Ninja Turtle song on fucking the soundtrack for Ninja Turtles 2. Secret of the
He
Ooze.
says Iceman, Vanilla is back.
Amazing. And
Something rocking this
I wa-
track. Go ahead.
I watched Pig. I watched Pig.
I love it. I love Pig, man. What'd
It
you
was
think of Pig?
shit.
Pig
It was
shit.
garbage. It was a fucking shit film.
No. Did you
See, you
good.
know
Come
I'm
on.
joking. See,
Yeah.
isn't it weird that we know each other well enough
Yeah.
to know?
It's a good fucking movie, man. It's a great. I love that movie.
I haven't seen it.
What'd you think about it? I mean, I know you had. It's not a shit movie, so what'd you overall think about it?
It was just like, yeah, fucking just like watching this fucking weird hermit guy who just fucking loves his pig. Fucking somebody broke
Hi.
into his fucking house and stole his means of making money because it's fucking.
The truffle
but
pig.
We
Yeah.
find. I mean, I don't want to give away spoilers.
Yeah,
but
don't
like,
give away
fucking-
spoilers because it is good, and they really wrap it up real well. And the ending is effective. I got a little verklempt. I'm like, man, this is hitting it. Nicolas Cage, I didn't know you had it in you.
When it ended and like basically the pig shows up and he fucks it after all. That was the biggest fucking troll ending. That was funny as fuck. So I cummed.
What
I did it.
What you can cut out? I have a
I
feeling
did.
I know what you said, but what'd you say? What'd you say?
The moment's gone now.
This is what I want to believe you said because you totally cut out that whole thing. If at the end it really turns out he does fuck his pig.
That's
'Cause he
what I
says
said.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you said? I don't
Yeah.
fuck my pig.
He
So
just
funny.
It just ends with him immediately fucking his
Like
pig.
all
after
that sentimental shit goes out the window. And then as soon as he gets in the lower room, he's just pounding that fucking pork, dude. That'd be funny.
Amazing.
But it's a good movie and it does everything right in my opinion because it's like it's got a mystique to it. It's got an allure like a movie called Pig with a homeless disheveled like what the fuck is this is so weird. But of course there's like a lot more to it than that, but it's still a very grounded and very simple story. But and Nick Cage for being a guy that's so colorful and extroverted and he's known for being bombastic, for a guy like that to really dial it down and to really not talk that much in the movie, he really does. He's convinced me like, wow, you are a good actor. You are a
Of
good
course.
actor.
He was in the
And I-
fucking movie where somebody took his face off, put it on their head, and fucked his wife.
And I can't wait. I think it comes out this week. I might even go see it. I think it's out this weekend. What is it called? The Massive Weight of what's it called? I can't get the fucking title right.
The one where every time they advertise it on fucking Instagram and stuff, he goes, "I'm Nicholas Guy."
Yeah.
You notice that you can hear him start to say, you can hear him start to make the F word. He goes, "I'm Nicholas Guy," and I
Well, no,
laugh.
that's on TV. I've seen the trailer a million times at movies. Like I think they played it before I went and saw X, and they don't cut it out. Nicholas fucking Guy. Yeah, he says the whole thing. It works for me, and it's funny because the whole meta concept. I have a feeling he was inspired. I mean, I know he probably didn't come up with the idea, but he was probably inspired to take the role because I remember back in the day, it's a Van Damme connection. He loved JCVD. When JCVD came out, which was meta, where JCVD played himself, he played like a heightened, fictionalized version of himself, kind of like Nicolas Cage in this movie. And I remember him talking about how brilliant he thought the movie was. And I'm like, huh?
I actually keep thinking Riverman just left. 'Cause
Yeah, no,
he's
me
saying
too,
back
'cause-
down to it.
Yeah, he's like hidden. We just see a hat most of the time floating above your name. And the hat blends in with your black background of all that stuff in the background. It's funny. I just see an N.
You want to see
Anyway.
my bald head then?
You want to see
Yeah,
my
okay,
dick is
sure.
what I thought he was gonna say.
You want to see
Oh.
my cockhead?
I was excited.
No, but I really it's such a hard title. Something, the burden of massive town. I don't fucking know. Credible weight of massive town. But it looks fun. and
It's
I
called
might
the
go see
Nick
it.
Cage movie, where he plays Nick Cage.
Yeah, basically. Are those my golden guns? No, they're my golden guns. Yeah, it's all the little nods and stuff are really funny. But Todd, you should watch Pig. I think Pig. I mean, I gave it 8 out of 10, which is really good for me. It might be. I don't think I've seen a ton of movies that came out this year, but it's definitely the best movie I've seen this year.
The fact that it was directed by Pig from Slipknot, like, went over my head until like a couple weeks later too.
Who's Pig? You mean Clown?
Oh yeah,
He is a clown, not a pig.
What the fuck? Paul Gray on the first album, he had a pig mask. But he ditched that after the first album. Like, you're getting your references all fucking intertwined.
Fucking
or
loser.
intertwined.
Fucking loser ruined my joke.
I'm the loser.
no, I met him.
Oink, oink, baby. If you don't like it, you study with some other pig.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I will.
Do you have any other flicks, or was that it?
That's all I got.
I was kind of, part of me was hoping you were going to hold out on watching Pig, because that was going to be a great cinema enema down the road. Because I think it is a very cinema enema type of movie. I think it'd be fun to talk about sometime. Because I'd like to own it, but it's one of those flicks that didn't get a 4K release. And I'm against it. These studios that are putting out these movies, and they're studio movies, even though Pig is a fairly low budget. Was it Lionsgate? Who put it out? It was a big company. Don't put out physical Blu-rays if you're not going to put out physical 4Ks, in my opinion. It's stupid. They didn't put out what was that fucking Statham movie? Wrath of Man. I really like that, and they didn't come out to 4K. I'm like, I totally would have bought it. Like, you lost my money, I would have bought it. But anyway, did you think of anything else you've seen, Todd?
Well, one of them is what we're going to be talking about tonight, and
Obviously,
probably the last one I saw was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the new one, which I thought was shit. So
yeah, and we've already talked about that, but
Yeah.
I guess we haven't talked to you, but that is fucking trash movie, man. That's just
people love it, man. There's a
People
lot of
love
people that really like it. Yeah.
it's so obvious somebody else's fucking script they wrote in about a weekend, and they just said, let's call this Texas Chainsaw. Let's throw Sally in it. Let's throw Leatherface in it. I mean, it's terrible. And actually, Zach, on the concept of like the flick that we're talking about, like, which I got to talk to Todd about too. When you watch a movie like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that new one, that kind of stuff always gives you hope. Like, oh, well, I can't be that bad. Like, what's the worst that can happen? I'm not going to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 bad, because it's not a good script. It's terrible. The only reason people like it is because of the gore. Maybe people like the kills, but dude, it's a hollow shell of a movie to kill. The
characters are awful, man.
Yeah, everything about
They're
it.
so boring.
The setup's bad. The shoehorning in of the Sally character is terrible. It's contrived. It's a trailer. That whole movie is him jumping on that bus and you're canceled, dude. We're canceling you, bro. The whole movie is a trailer for that scene.
Fucking our boy Leatherface killed cancel culture. He solved the problem. It's all over.
I mean, it was
the only cool part was the bus. Everybody getting hacked.
It was, and like I said, the whole movie was the trailer, and it was basically Leatherface killing a bunch of lesbian metrosexual TikTokers.
Stacy's, some they them pussy. He was hitting that they them pussy.
Okay. All right, so I think that's a good way to seg into our break, and then we're going to talk about Ty West's X. So we'll be right back.
Farmer's daughter, take one. I need to be famous, Wayne. All the best people are.
There ain't nobody else out there like you. You know why?
Why?
Because you got that X Factor. Our days of struggling may soon be over.
Hollywood, here we go.
So this is it. Our own studio backlot.
I'm looking for a place to stay.
Oh, yes, sir.
That's one. ugly son of a bitch.
And my wife, Pearl, is next door, so I would appreciate a little discretion.
He don't know what we're doing, does he?
Well, it's better to beg for forgiveness than ask for permission.
Would you like to come inside?
Much obliged.
I want to be in the movie.
Well, you can't. The story can't just change midway through.
If Daddy catches us, there's no telling what he might do.
My wife is not well. It happens after dark.
Maxine? That woman was in my bed touching me!
You don't want to leave, do you?
People's eyes are gonna pop out of their damn skulls when they see this. What? Are you all right?
No.
One of the boys found this inside.
What do you think is on it?
I see one goddamn fucked up horror picture.
Howdy, folks, and we're back, and we're going to talk about Ty West's X. We all saw it this past week. We were supposed to, actually, we're about a week behind, right? Because we were supposed to do this last week, and then Mac had to go and have a birthday nobody told us about, and then we got canceled on the last second, Zach. Last second.
Mm-hmm.
How was that, by the way? How was the birthday shenanigans? What'd you guys do?
We fucked each other.
All right, we're just going to leave it there. Let's get into X. Zach, do you want to go over the plot? That's kind of your thing.
Fucking a bunch of people. They're just like fucking it's been a while, guys. You tell us what happened.
It basically is about a low rent Matthew McConaughey is trying to make a shitty 70s porno movie in the wake of VHS coming, right? He's going to try and capitalize and make a shitty low budget flick, and he rents a room on this Texas old horny couple's land, but unbeknownst to them, his real motives. They make it seem like it's just him. When he arrives there, even the old man's like, who are all these people type of thing, like, oh, we're gonna be real quiet, and they're always constantly like on the lookout. Like, he doesn't know they're filming a porno movie, but that's just on the surface, man. That's not really what it's about, but it is about sex in a lot of different ways. I mean, the movie's there's really not much more to it than that. It's a slasher movie. It's like a setup. It's got a real Texas Chainsaw vibe with the setting.
This is a better fucking Texas Chainsaw sequel than the fucking Texas Chainsaw sequel we were just talking about.
Absolutely.
There's no other face. There's no other face. I think it was fucking refreshing, if you ask me. At least the fucking Illuminati didn't show up. Kim Hinkle, you finally did it with this one. Oh wait, that didn't happen. This is X. Fucking Ty West. What do you guys think of Ty West before this movie? I think I was always kind of like, I saw the potential. I was like I think I remember the first time I watched the House of the Devil. Yeah. I was like I loved the way it looked and how it literally did look like it was shot in the 70s, like fucking the same lenses and all that shit. The way the credits like went up the screen at the beginning, like fucking. It showed like the weird things they did. It fucking very cool, and I thought it was a little too slow for my taste, and I ended up liking it better the second time I watched it when it was hosted by Joe Bob. And fucking, I don't know. Technically, it was longer. Fucking, he was there to come and add jokes, but fucking, I don't know if that's a definitive version or not. But fucking, it definitely got a better rating if we were to judge him that way. Because the first time I gave it 6.
There's a lot of movies I couldn't watch if it didn't have Joe Bob breaking it up for me. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it really helps, even if it makes the ultimate experience 3 hours. It's just like, I'd rather watch 3 hours total than an hour and a half of like because he does a lot of bad movies. I'm hoping the new season's better and they have some good movies on the streaming service because he does a lot of shit, man.
So I thought that was too slow the first time I watched it, but it grew on me, and I gotta say, this is the first Ty West movie I watched that I never thought anything bad about the pacing. I never thought it was slow at all.
Yeah, it had a good pacing. Well, yeah, even Innkeepers has got a slow burn to it, and and it probably doesn't help that Innkeepers is literally just in this little bitty bed and breakfast looking hotel like the whole movie. It probably doesn't help, but I like Innkeepers too. I
remember enjoying it.
I don't remember enough.
Did you like Sacrament?
I did. Fucking, I liked that one a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. But yeah, I mean, this movie, I guess let's talk about the characters that might help us out with the plot. But basically, you have the Mia Goth character. She's a couple. She's with the director who's like low rent Matthew. What's it called?
Wayne, yeah.
Yeah, Wayne. And she's the one that's like, I'm gonna be a star. She could tell she probably came from small town Illinois or something, and she left her country bumpkin farm to be in the pictures.
You kind of get the impression that fucking Matthew McConaughey guy might be taking advantage of her, like fucking.
He left his wife. It's mentioned he left his wife for her, but anybody that's gonna leave their wife for some like young, what is she, like 18? She doesn't seem like she's that old. He's got to be asleep. Anybody that's dragging a bunch of fucking people into a farm to do what he's doing is gonna be a sleazeball. I mean,
well, they did work at the strip club, so it's not like they were.
Yeah,
just,
that's right. Oh, that's right. That's right. And you had Brittany Snow, who was she was more of the older and experienced one, and she was really funny. Her character was really cool. And I didn't realize it was Kid Cudi till Todd told me.
Fucking Kid Cudi. The Kid Cudi.
I didn't even recognize him. The whole movie, I'm
he already has a fucking killer porn name. He's here to come in with this fucking big knife, if you will. Come and stab that stab wound you got there. You're going to cut it up. Fucking slice and dice. Just cut.
So the whole movie is supposed to be Kid Cudi just fucking these two farmers' daughters chicks. That's the movie's called The Farmer's Daughter. And rounding it out, it's a cameraman, and he brought his girlfriend, played by Jenna Ortega, who's in like everything it seems right now. And yeah, she kind of seems quiet. They call her Church Mouse. She seems like she's a little uncomfortable. We soon learn that she's probably just interested, and she's just taking notes because it is all new to her because she probably comes from a real conservative family. And I love it. I love the because it starts off as her boyfriend justifying it, like, oh, it's just art, it's a movie, it's whatever, just be a champ type of thing, stick around. And then it ends up kicking him in the nuts because she wants to be in the film. And he's like, what? All that stuff was really funny.
That dude was total low T. So yeah, that was like, that was a memorable scene because it's like fucking, they don't like her that much because she's like fucking, she don't talk to him. She's like fucking stuck up bitch, probably thinks she's better than us. And then like they just talk about like fucking like, oh yeah, fucking, they basically make it look like it's fun, fucking glamorous. Like fucking, they don't fucking let people tell them how to, we all got to have a job. They get to get paid to fuck. That's cool. That's fucking, what a cool job. And then she starts.
Well, you have to imagine the kind of girl that she is. It takes place in the 70s, right? So the family that she probably comes from, her parents are from an even older era, like my grandparents' era, right? If it's in the 70s. And my grandparents were super fiery, brimstone, hardcore the way they were raised, and just super tightly grasping the way they raised their kids. So if she came from a similar type of conservative upbringing, it probably did represent freedom to her. Like, yeah, man, I'll wipe Kid Cudi's load off my back too.
that was pretty funny, man.
He's Kino royalty. He was in fucking this movie and Bill and Ted's Save the Music. Amazing.
I still haven't seen that, so I do need to watch it. Kind of getting back to the cast, though, I just want to throw in this cast was fucking outstanding. I thought Mia Goth was great. Ortega, of course, and Snow.
I have to mention too, while we're on the subject, that guy,
He was the guy filming it, and he was like, yeah, he talked his girlfriend into doing it, and then she wanted to do it. He had an easy out. He could have just said like, well, fucking like,
let me be in the movie.
Let's just do it together. Like fucking, like if they're just gonna write her character to just show up and be there out of nowhere and to get fucked, then his character can show up. And then whenever the fucking Matthew McConaughey motherfucker said like, no, he could have been like, oh, see, like they're trying to fucking manufacture this shit. Fucking they're trying to split us apart, baby. Don't do it without me. And then she would have felt guilty.
I mean, he's got to. She has to get mandingoed. It is the way. Like he wasn't gonna let that. And I love. This is kind of what kicks off the action, right? This whole scene, because that night they show her sleeping and he's making a run for it. He's leaving. I can't fucking deal with this shit, because they kind of skip all the goods, right? Like they just cut and the scene happened or whatever, we guess. And I love it though. He leaves. He runs into the old lady, because we've been introduced to this creepy old lady that's kind of stalking the premises. And she's at this point,
wife of the guy who owns the cabin.
A very horny granny too.
Yeah, she's weird. She shows, like, we skipped it, but she first comes across Mia Goth and invites her in, and she's strangely showing attraction to her. It's not as heavy as it gets later, but she's weird. Anyway, the cuck, he runs into her on the way out at night. Okay. He decides to like approach her. I don't know. She looks creepy to me. I'd be like, keep leaving. I'd be upset. Like, no, I don't give a fuck. I'm keep on driving. He was so close to getting away, and then she ends up killing it with a pitchfork. Is that what she killed him with?
Fucking, she like stabs him in the neck. I don't know.
Stabs him in the neck.
That's
the pitchfork was Wayne, right?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, she like stabs him in the neck or like down here or something. I don't know, but
that's when the movie takes the turn. Like fucking up until that point, it was almost kind of like fucking From Dusk Till Dawn. It was like fucking just this fucking like coming of age movie about some kids getting together, making a movie, having a good time, and then it just fucking turns into a slasher movie.
I mean, that's what Dusk Till Dawn is. It just takes a hard right turn into a different movie.
That's what I said.
And it's brilliant. And anyway. One of my favorite things in the movie is right after he goes missing and Jenna Ortega wakes up and she's kind of like looking around the house for him at night, and then Wayne wakes up and he's like and he's in a banana hammock, and she's like, "Are you gonna help me find him?" And he couldn't give two shits. Like, oh. And anyway, I love it when she just says, so fucking dense and so like naive, of just self-absorbed. She's like, I hope I didn't hurt him. Like, what? What do you think? He was clearly hurt in the process when you were making the decision to do it. And after you fucking cucked him with a mandingo, and he had to film you. He had to film. We forget about that. He had to film his girlfriend getting fucked. He was the cameraman.
Yeah, think about it though. I think Snoop Dogg said it best. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none.
Okay.
Chad.
But yeah, I mean, like,
Chad, if you don't want your buddies fuck first.
Yeah, but anyway, but yeah, I hope I didn't hurt him. Like, yeah, whatever. That was a shit thing to say, but I didn't really blame him for trying to leave. But anyway, so he goes missing, and then Wayne starts looking outside. It's funny, like, does he say he's gonna go put something on? But he doesn't have any clothes on. When he's looking in the barn, he's naked. He's like got underwear on. Oh, skivvies. He wasn't naked, and he just goes put on underwear.
Yeah.
And he goes to the barn. He's walking around this farm outdoors on the barn where there's creepy old people around. Fucking naked. Just go put some shoes on and go put a pair of like Levi's. Like, why is that hard?
Well, that's but people back then actually would do. Like, I could see my stepdad doing that. Like putting on his fucking cowboy boots with just underwear on, dude, and walking around.
I'm gonna walk in a barn, dude, where some brown recluse is gonna fucking bite your dick, dude. I'd have to be covered up, man. Anyway, yeah, he goes.
That's the only way I can come now. Those black recluse.
He goes into the barn and he ends up getting his
for like 8 hours straight.
He gets the classic peephole death, right? Like looking through the crack, and doesn't she stab him in the eye or something? And that's him. Like I said, the pacing is good. Like from the point that the first guy gets it bodies are dropping. Then we see the old woman make her way into the house where Brittany Snow and Jenna Ortega, she went to go look for her boyfriend in the house while Wayne was in the barn. She misses the old woman. The old woman goes to the fucking cabin where they're staying and gets into bed with Mia Goth, which is really, really weird, man. She's like snuggling up on her, like touching her.
I was ready for the fucking the beaver rubbing,
the lesing,
the fucking
scissoring. Yeah.
Oh fuck! And then later on,
and
hanging out underneath the bed.
Those would be some rusty scissors there, Aaron.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean,
I want like fucking who, like, let's normalize more horny elderly people in slasher films. Like all this time, it was always like fucking high school kids they put in the house and fucking got them wanting to have sex. We could have had elderly fucks and like a slasher film that takes place.
This was definitely a first, man. Original. That's
just think
but
about,
next time, let's total taken away from old people in roles, man. Total ageist and appropriating old culture. They should get real old people next time to do it, you know. No, I'm just kidding.
We need slasher films that take place in retirement homes.
So she's snuggling with Mia Goth, and then at some point Brittany Snow wakes up, right? And she's looking around and she catches, like, Mia Goth wakes up, screams, Brittany Snow's on her way out, and the old woman's just leaving. Like, is she playing the senile card? She doesn't even try to attack Brittany Snow. She just passes her in the hallway and just walks away. I almost think that's probably what she's doing, like play that because that's what the old man was saying. Oh, she, after hours, her mind goes and she wanders.
He definitely ripped off that old lady from Titanic. I mean, because that's the same old lady, pretty much.
Same lady.
Yeah, they did the same things in those movies.
They walked around in nightgowns, yeah.
So you have Jenna Ortega in the old man's house currently, and then Brittany Snow doesn't she follow the old woman, and then she finds her by the lake, right? And that's when she gets the gator death.
Yeah.
And that whole thing.
See, he put in like fucking basically this movie breaks one of the rules I always have fucking blatantly right out of the gate. They do that thing where they fucking show you the aftermath right in the beginning, so you know, like it starts out with the aftermath. So like the fucking the coroner and the fucking the cops coming and the fucking they're loading up bodies, and it's like fucking I know nobody makes it now, but it's like fucking I knew going into this because it's like fucking Ty West. He's smart. He's fucking well educated and shit. He's all on that fucking that woke hip hop. The fucking the elevated horrors. So he.
What are you talking about? Mia Goth didn't.
Mia Goth was the final girl. Yeah, she.
Yeah.
I knew that like he's smarter than that, so he's gonna try to fucking. They think we're gonna be thinking that old thing where it's like fucking. I don't even fucking care. I hope I hate all the characters, but I knew he's probably gonna make us like these characters probably fucking. And I think all the characters they did, they kind of had redeeming. Like you thought that chick, the Brittany Snow chick, was like fucking terrible, total bitch, but like fucking when she saw the old lady out there just standing by the water, she was
trying to help her. Yeah, the old lady got offended that she compared her to her grandmother who
exactly.
She didn't like blondes, yeah.
I don't like blondes, yeah. You know I don't like blondes.
Yeah, we did we mention that, or do we just kind of fucking gloss over the fact that like fucking the old lady and the old man, the fucking she wants to be fucked, like she is ready, and he's just like I can't do it, like fucking.
He's got a bad heart, dude.
Yeah,
he's got a bad heart. Well, I mean, we were gonna circle back around to it when they get to the house with Jenna Ortega, but at the start of early in the movie, you see a milk carton with a missing person, right? So it's implied that he's got a bad heart. She's super horny. So he can't get the job done, so they kidnap and kill these people and keep them in a sex dungeon. Because when we make our way back to the house, Jenna Ortega finds the missing milk carton guy strung up in the basement. You know.
Exactly. Fucking, we didn't say spoiler alert, but spoiler alert, baby.
Yeah, lots of them. But I have to say, I think Kid Cudi, even though I like that whole scene, I think he got the least best death, because didn't he just get a shotgun? Did he just get shot?
It was off screen, yeah. That was kind of weak, but I don't know.
Yeah, they should have had it be a big head explosion or something, because he kind of got it. It was like a quick cut and off screen. But that whole scene was still fun.
Usually whenever they do that, it's because it's like fucking he didn't get like we didn't see it kill him. It's like, oh, he's probably gonna survive.
He still, and you think he would have came back?
So maybe they thought that too, because I remember thinking that.
Well, he was also trying to do something probably nobody thought, like he's just gonna do a random off-screen death. I mean,
Yeah.
But who knows?
Well, back at the house, Jenna Ortega.
They should have just showed his head just completely explode off of his body, complete bloody pulp, and then fucking he just comes back at the end like at fucking Ken Foray does at the end of fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3.
Jenna Ortega is looking for her boyfriend around the house when she runs into the old man, or she catches, he catches her outside, and of course she's like, "Hey, I'm looking for my boyfriend." He invites her in. He asked her to go down the basement and get some tool. I can't remember what he tells her to go down there for, to be honest with you. I don't remember what that whole like detour is about. But she goes downstairs and he locks her. She sees the body of the milk carton guy. She can't get out. That's pretty much her. And then Mia Goth comes back to the house, right? And then does she go straight to the house, or am I missing something? Where does she encounter the old lady?
Well, she encounters in her bed, and then she runs up to the house.
But Jenna Ortega's in the basement, because when she gets to the house, she finds her like, help me. She's screaming or whatever. Yeah. But, and then from that point, I don't know, I'm having trouble. Like there's a point where she's basically still in the house. She's like hiding in the room, right? And the old people are having sex, and she has to hide under the bed.
Terrific scene.
Yeah. So she's getting, okay. That happens first. Yeah. Go ahead.
Jenna Ortega's not dead yet. She dies kind of towards the end before Mia Goth fucking takes him out. I don't know, but they're fucking getting it on. I don't know. She must be super hot and bothered after snuggling with Mia Goth. And so the old man just takes the risk. He's like, I'm going to fucking my bad heart. And of course, I think we all I saw it coming when he's talking about his bad heart. Of course he has a heart attack. At the end, it's funny.
Yeah.
How much better would the ending have been if he had the heart attack while he was fucking his wife, and he comes and the heart attack and all that shit? It's like a natural autoerotic asphyxiation.
I like the way it ended better.
I did love the ceiling fan shot during that scene though. That was pretty funny.
It was good. The wrinkly ass pounding it. Yeah, going in missionary style. Yeah.
How much lube do you think he had to use?
But he didn't use any, which he's a champ, but.
He pissed in it, I think. He lubed it up. His cock was in piss.
He flooded her cave. So she snuck out under the bed and actually got out of the room without being noticed, which actually, I think it would have been funnier if she would have got noticed, because I'm like, yeah, what if somebody's really in their stride and you just like totally interrupt that? Like, God, there she is. Like, all right. And you got to stop.
What, are they going to run after her? They can't even walk.
Yeah, it's funny. Why are they so scared of these old ass fucking people that can't even have sex without having a heart attack?
Because they just killed most of their friends. Fucking.
Yeah, but
they figured it all out.
Because they got them with the power of misconception. Like, right, the boyfriend, the first boyfriend, the cameraman, he approaches her because she's an old lady with her mind gone. So he gets close to her and she sneaks it up on him because she's unsuspecting.
Well, and then she starts kissing him first, and like,
oh yeah, that's fucking weird. But still, she's the unsuspecting old lady with dementia, and even when she's kissing him, I think we're just supposed to believe, okay, this is dementia again. Maybe that's what he's thinking. She was unsuspecting when Brittany Snow got it with the alligator. It was the same thing. So that's how she was getting these people. But now Mia Goth knows they're fucking doing what they're doing and they're evil people. She should have just killed them while they were bagging. They were fucking getting it on, man.
Eli Roth said it best. You just take them.
There you go. Ooh, faced. That's what he said best. But yeah, anyway, it all comes to a head at some point in the house. They've got Mia Goth. What happens when Jenna Ortega gets her fucking hands mangled out when she first makes it out, when she makes it out of the basement and the guy fucking stops her. When does Jenna Ortega get it? Does she get shot? Is that what happens? Doesn't like the old lady just blow her fucking head off? Or
yeah, she's running out of the house
and she just blows her away. And then that's when the old man has the heart attack. And I don't know if she I'm having trouble remembering this part. But the woman goes to the aid of the old man. Is that how she gets her gun? Oh no, it's the gun in the glove box that comes back with no bullets, right?
Yeah.
And we all know that was going to come back around. Yeah. Don't keep no bullets in it.
And the shotgun had bullets in it, and it's funny because Granny tried to do a hip shot and broke her hip. So it's pretty funny.
Oh, and the ricochet and it blew her fucking away, dude, off the front porch. That was really funny, man. That was really funny. And yeah, she basically kills her. She runs over her skull. She does the classic Toxic Avenger and runs over her face.
That was pretty cool.
She's helpless, right? The old man's dead, and she broke her hip, and she's asking for help. Please help me. She should have been like, call Life Alert, please.
You know what? There was good gore in it. It wasn't like, because some people were saying that there wasn't enough gore, but I thought that it was perfect amount. I thought it was great.
Yeah, and it was, but it also wasn't as bad of a movie as it could have been, given the premise. Like, it really wasn't over the top sex, and it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't over the top gore. It was good. It wasn't too bad, and I enjoyed it. Mia Goth gets away. She's the final girl. It's pretty cut and dry. And Todd told me, he's like, stay after the credits to watch what there is after that. And I didn't know anything about this, but Todd told me, and I ended up listening to that Mick Garris podcast where he was talking about the trilogy, and he filmed that movie. I guess we basically got a trailer for at the end of the credit. Did you watch it, Zach?
I didn't.
Okay, so after the credits, they show you a preview. At the time, I thought it was just like a grindhouse. I thought it was like a grindhouse type thing where it was like a fake trailer for a movie that doesn't exist. But apparently, Todd told me, he confirmed it on a podcast that he did. But they show you a preview of a prequel movie called, is it Pearl? Is that her name? Yeah. The old lady, and it takes place in the past because Mia Goth plays Pearl, the old woman too. And I think the old man's played by Matthew McConaughey, ripoff guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so all of a sudden it's a period piece. You see this like it's totally contrasting, by the way, because you just see like bright, vibrant colors. It's like the 1930s or something, and you see Mia Goth playing a young Pearl, and it just gives you a preview, like a trailer of this movie that I guess he said he filmed back to back. I don't know. Yeah, so it's pretty. You should watch it on YouTube or something, Zach. But
which I'm wondering when we're gonna get the Pearl movie. I don't know. Maybe next year,
if he filmed it next year. I mean, why sleep on it? But I don't know where they're gonna go with it because she obviously mirrored, or she saw something of herself in the Mia Goth character. Like they were very similar. Like, because it was echoing what Mia Goth was saying to Matthew McConaughey when she was talking to her old husband, like, you still think I'm special, and all that stuff, right? Like,
yeah.
They mentioned a couple of times, like, they play with the idea of, like, what does the X mean in the title?
The X Factor,
Like, oh, you're going to hit it big, honey, because you got the X Factor. And it's like fucking, is it X for that? Is it X for, like, the porno they're making, rated X? And like all the like fucking different things you think about, but then it was like fucking like very Chad. I noticed. I was going somewhere, but like my brain just pooped. My brain pooped. Did it poop?
No, but yeah, it's just like the double entendre, like of the X Factor and all that stuff. But yeah, anyway, so I wonder what's gonna really go on with a Pearl movie if she's a lot like Mia Goth's character, but she. Is it going to be very similar? They didn't really have porno like we know it now back then.
I was going to mention, I think the X Factor and basically the theme of the movie, like fucking like youth, like fucking that time, and like fucking once you fucking you don't have youth anymore, like you don't realize what you got till it's gone. It's wasted on the young. Fucking like she wanted her youth back. She fucking the old lady. Fucking I think that's the theme of the movie. Fucking the X Factor is youth. It's beautiful.
It's definitely the growing older thing, and just like seems like we had that with Romero a few months ago too.
It was
the fear of growing older, all that stuff.
It was kind of bleak. It gave me those vibes when I was watching it. Like, you realized I'm kind of in between Jenna Ortega and that old man. I'm somewhere in between.
Mm-hmm. I would love to be somewhere between Jenna Ortega and
that old man. Yeah. You like to be that fucking. You'd be like cheese in that sandwich, dude.
Fuck yes. There'd be so much cane everywhere. I'd flood the whole fucking room in my cane.
What kind of cheese is that? Head cheese or what do they use?
But no, I thought it was really, really good. I think Ty West is consistent and maybe this is probably his best movie, but at least I could say he's consistent.
I think he is consistently shit. I fucking despise this film. You know I'm lying.
I deem it an 8 out of 10. I like it. I thought it was a really good movie.
Right? I gave it an 8 out of 10 as well.
Todd, I think, likes it even more.
I did. I do think I agree with Zach. This is Ty West's best movie, I think.
I said that.
Oh, you did? Okay. Which I did love House of the Devil and Keepers, Sacrament was good. I gave it a 9 out of 10, and the only reason, well, there's a few reasons. The poster art is terrible. It's not even art. I think
but you're docking a point because of poster art?
Not a full point, but I'm definitely docking.
Then I'm going to dock a point for it not coming to 4K because it's got a Blu-ray release date, but not 4K.
And that's another half point there too.
Which A24 has been putting all their shit on 4K though. Like the Vavitch is on 4K, the Green Knight's on 4K. Like, why is this not getting a 4K release? Maybe it will, but later. I don't know.
No, it definitely has the rewatch value, which I love. Which Ty West movies, since they're slow burns, they're usually like a once a year type of thing, like Halloween time or something.
Once a year is a pretty regular for me. That's a lot. Like these days, it's like sometimes I feel like I just watched a movie yesterday when it was 5 years ago. Now,
really?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
But Ty West, no, I can't watch that shit once a year. This movie I could though.
Yeah, I love Brittany Snow. I think she's fantastic. I love the Stevie Nicks song that she was doing.
Oh yeah, that whole. What do you think of that, Zach? That was really corny and cheesy, but it was.
I loved it.
It was great. It was fun, and obviously, it's thematic to the movie, right? And I'm afraid of.
That's what made her like fucking. Yeah, they played on like fucking like they just had that conversation like fucking this is fucking we don't even care like fucking like we're doing what we want to do and fuck you if you don't like it and fucking and then they sing that song. It's like this looks so glamorous. I wanna do this. I wanna travel the world and fuck for fun for just for fun. And then she did it and it was like fucking. And then everybody died. Fucking interesting lesson.
The one thing I'll say though, as much as I do like Ty West movies, and I'm not knocking him by saying this at all, but any kind of name in the horror genre right now, even starting with your Eli Roth when he came on the scene, Ty West is kind of the same. Are we ever gonna get horror that's really unique anymore? Because there are all these directors that we have of this era, they're all derivative. So like even this. It's a great movie, but he obviously took elements of movies we know. He was treading stuff we've seen before, but putting it through his filter and make and then obviously Eli Roth. What
if we will never see anything completely original ever again? It's all been done. All the good ideas have been done. Anything else we find is just going to be scraping the bottom of the barrel. We should all just give up, really.
I don't know. Sex Crazed Killer Granny's pretty good.
He added a new element to it. He that's kind of what you do these days. Like, okay, well, it's like this and like that, but we need to have our own little twist. Let's have horny grandma. Anyway, it's just a thought. Like,
I totally hear you. I understand what you're saying.
It feels
I don't know that.
Yeah, it feels like those are going to be fewer and far between. I mean, a lot of those maybe are going to be found in your movies, like those Saint Mauds and all these weird movies like that.
I loved when I was watching this movie the scenery that looked like fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. When we see the hallway shot where it's through the hallway and we're seeing through the front door, I cummed. I did a cum. I liked that shit.
Yeah. No, it was just me thinking aloud on that. But yeah, eventually. I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's ever going to, maybe to a point, it's because of the generation. Like I said, your Ty West, your Eli Roth, et cetera, they're coming from a generation that was influenced by Texas Chainsaw and Shining. Maybe 20 years from now, we're going to have people sort of regurgitating Ty West and Eli Roth, and it's going to be like twice and 3 times removed from the original source. So where it won't become as obvious, right?
That's crazy to even think about. I mean, God.
Well, I mean Yeah, and Ty West isn't young, and Eli Roth isn't young. There's younger filmmakers out there that are trying to be the next James Wan, I'm sure, that are making movies, and they're influenced by that. I mean, you could tell. I mean, like, what was it Mick Garris said on that podcast where he was, maybe it was that podcast. He said that he didn't like the term elevated horror because it's kind of insulting to horror as a genre, because it's supposed to be elevated. Like, why do you got to call one type of horror movie elevated? It's really stupid. But at least with the whole quote unquote elevated horror thing going on, which I don't think this movie was like that.
No.
At least it kind of gets us away from the huge Saw and James Wan and Paranormal Activity craze that was going on for a decade, where it was all about jump scares in the quick cuts. At least it doesn't rely on that too much. But the X is a little bit more of an old school slasher type where it doesn't really do any of that. But
some people are saying that it's an A24 movie. I don't see it that way. It doesn't seem like an A24 movie at all.
No, I mean, it just feels like a Ty West movie.
Yeah,
Ty West has always made movies that kind of fit the A24 mold, and it's perfect for them to buy.
It doesn't even seem like a Ty West. It seems like he evolved quite a bit, which is great. I think it's fantastic.
It seems like an evolution, but it definitely feels like to me. It feels like a Ty West movie, but next level. I really dug it. We all dug it. I'll hold out for a 4K release. I'm not going to buy it when it comes to Blu-ray, because it'll get a 4K release like a year after. So I shall hold on.
That thing will be cheap too after a while.
Oh, so. Dude, that thing will be $5 at Christmas time.
Yeah.
It'll be in the $5 bins. It'll be like Get Out.
I'm gonna hold out until Christmas and probably pick it up then.
What other horror movies are coming? I've been seeing a lot of trailers when I go to these horror movies. That new Jordan Peele movie looks stupid. What's it called? Nope.
Oh God.
Nope.
Oh, I'll check that out. It's fucking weird. Yeah.
I don't know.
I did like Get Out, but that was it. That's the only movie I liked.
Jordan Peele, like I said, not knocking him, but he's the same as everybody else I was saying, where everything he's been putting out is very derivative of certain things. I don't know, but he's doing his own little twist. His movies, they all feel like episodes of Tales from the Crypt or Twilight Zone, which isn't a bad thing. I liked Get Out. I remember. I hated the last.
Did I say knock? I said knock knock. Yeah, I meant Get Out. Sorry.
Oh, dude. Speaking of knock knock, dude, I put that on the other day. I haven't seen it since it came out. We were looking for a movie to watch with me and the lady, and then I had no idea she was going to hate it as bad as she did. She made us turn it off. She's like, "I turn this movie off." I'm like, dude, it's not a good movie, but it's kind of fun. It's so cheesy.
Oh, I love that movie, dude.
Like chocolate with sprinkles. What does he say? It's fucking terrible, but I like it because at least you get the eye candy, man. Those chicks in it. That one chick that was fucking Ben Affleck. She's so hot. The foreign chick. Yeah, that makes it worth it.
Gee, I told you they were going to spend the rest of the episode trying to convince us that they were heterosexual.
But anyway, she was borderline offended. She's like, "No, turn it off." She's like, "I'm actually in a bad mood now." She's like, "Whoa!" She fucking hated this movie. She's like, "I'm in a bad mood now." Like, yeah, I was like, "Oh, I waste my time." She turned it off an hour into it. I'm like, well,
while your pants were down. Hey Zach, I did get the new Death Game that came in because I pre-ordered it from Grindhouse a while back, like 4 months ago.
Fucking that movie ripped off one Eli Roth's film with fucking Keanu Reeves.
I know.
He ripped it off like years before.
So what's the deal with that connection though? Because at first I thought he was just ripping it off and paying a major homage. But when I read interviews or watched interviews, he refers to it as he made a remake. So was he intentionally making a remake, and then somebody at the 11th hour said, "Hey, you can't call it Death Game," or what happened?
I don't know.
It's so confusing.
The people, the two girls in the fucking original had little cameos in this one, or at least one of them did. And one of them was like a producer or something. Apparently, it was supposed to be like a loose sequel or fucking remake. Weird.
But they really didn't. Well, I know they didn't advertise it because nobody really saw Death Game either. But yeah, they really didn't say it was a remake.
What else have you picked up lately? So we talked about the movie. I know that's usually where we end with X, but now I forgot to ask, what else you got besides Death Game? You picked up any releases?
Hold on real quick. You guys talk first. I'll grab them.
All right. I mean, I mentioned I got the Phenomena 4K that came in. Beautiful packaging. I mean, like it's Synapse, but I guess what Riverman was telling me is Synapse did a deal with Arrow, and maybe that's why the packaging looks great, because I'm sure Arrow's putting it out overseas, and Synapse has the rights over here, so they're putting it out. But it's a really, really heavy hard shell case with looks like a book in there too. It looks really sweet. I wish my fucking Suspiria looked that good from Synapse. But I still haven't watched my John Carpenter Elvis. I'm going to try and watch that maybe this weekend with Kurt Russell, because I ain't never seen it. I think it's the only John Carpenter movie. Have you ever seen it? Never. So that, and I got the Ringu box set. I want to at least watch the first Ringu, because I've never seen it. Look at Riverman over there. Look at that putz. Fucking
ring me.
Uncle Fester. Okay. Yeah. All right, what'd you get? Show it off.
No, I just got a few things. The House on the Edge of the Park we were talking about. New one. It's nice. Severin. Not. Oh, I can't believe I couldn't remember Severin. There's the Death Game that we talked about. The Rogero Deodato Raiders of Atlantis. I picked that up from Severin. I think that was back when they were having like a Severin sale, like 4 or 5 months ago, I believe. I don't know. I don't remember when it was. Maybe it was late December. So, Overboard. This is one of my favorite movies, dude. Overboard.
Oh, I love it. Is that just a Blu-ray? What is that?
Yeah, it's a Blu-ray. Severin put this out.
Oh, really? What is that? A steelbook or what is it? Oh, it's slip.
No, it's just slipcover.
I just have a basic Blu-ray of that. Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty much bare bones. I didn't own it, but they kind of put it out as a joke, but it wasn't really a joke to me because I actually really
I love that movie. I think it's a really good movie.
Killer Party. I still haven't seen it yet, so remember the old Killer Party from Scream Factory just put this out.
Yeah. I don't know why. Be honest with me, guys. How bad of a movie is Phantom of the Mall?
Oh, it's amazing.
I have Phantom of the Mall.
Is it worth streaming? Is it worth renting? Is it worth buying?
It's entertaining, dude. I enjoy it. I mean, a lot of people hate it, and a lot of people really like it. So
I remember I tried to watch it once, and it was like, fuck, it was one of those movies where I was just like I started looking at my phone, and I just never really paid attention.
It's definitely a movie you guys got to talk about on the show.
I'm just saying, like, it's definitely not a blind buy, right? It's just to stream it. Find it somewhere to stream.
Yeah, it's up to you. I don't know. And then I picked this up. God, this is like $2, and I wanted to see it, but I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. Looks kind of dumb, but The Signal.
Did you get that at the Dollar Tree or something?
No, I got it at a used game store.
Oh, Dollar Tree has Blu-rays. If you go in the Dollar Tree and they have like dollar Blu-rays. Who's in that?
I don't know if you've ever seen that.
That was like Rainn Wilson. Who the fuck is that on the front?
I don't know. It's supposed to be like a post-apocalyptic film, but it came out in like 2009 or something. Okay. I don't know. I always remember seeing it, but I never actually watched the film. So that's pretty much all I got. Recently.
Well, I forgot to mention on top of my Phenomena 4K, and I was telling Zach already, it's already in there. I still got to watch John Carpenter's Elvis with Kurt Russell. I got that recently, and I maybe want to try and watch that this weekend. I also got the 3-pack Arrow Ringu collection, all the Japanese Ringus, because I want to watch. I like The Ring, and I've always wanted to see the original Ringu. I don't expect the other ones to be any good, but and then I forgot I did buy Tenebrae.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. And that's just on Blu-ray. So it's not, I was just going to rent it because I'm afraid to buy any Argentos because they're just going on a fucking spree releasing all his shit on 4K. And I did the same thing. I bought Deep Red a little too early. Like literally 3 months later, the 4K came. Like, damn it. It's like, it's one of those things. But I saw it was only on Blu-ray, and I don't even know who put this out. This wasn't even. Was this Severin? It wasn't Synapse. I can't remember who put out the Tenebrae, but
put out Tenebrae. That was Synapse.
Was it Synapse too?
I have that. Yeah, I have that Blu-ray.
So when I saw that, I'm like, I'm gonna hold off because I don't want to like get a Blu. And I went to go rent it. I went to go find it online. It's not anywhere for streaming on demand. I don't know what the deal is, but you can't find it on Vudu. It's not on Amazon to purchase or rent. It's nowhere. So I just went and I bought the fucking Blu-ray. Probably paid too much for a watch, so they're going to announce a 4K of it. But that comes Monday. So Todd says that's his favorite Argento. So it'll be interesting to watch your favorite Argento after watching Zach's favorite Argento.
The Russians don't want us to know about it, but you can actually, if you take a standard issue Blu-ray and come on it, it turns into the 4K version.
I wish I could say I heard everything he said, but I didn't. It cut out. I think it's the streaming service because they're like, oh, we know Zach's going to say some bullshit, so we're going to like censor his ass. It's the Russians. They don't even want you telling the jokes about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you guys will be able to hear it, obviously, on the podcast audio. It's just our stream is like that. But anyway, I'm looking forward to talking about that because, like I said, everybody seems to have different favorites when it comes to Argento, I guess. And like I said, so far, my favorite is, Suspiria. But and I was telling Todd he needs to watch that remake because the remake's really good too.
You saw that, Zach? Was that you like it too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you could make the argument that it's just as good in a different way.
Isn't Mia Goth in that?
Yeah, I believe Mia Goth's in it. Chloe Grace Moretz has a small part in it, and of course Dakota Johnson is in it, and Tilda Swinton's in it. It's wacky. It's like the original Suspiria is 90 minutes like wet. And this movie adds on a whole hour. The remake is 2.5 hours. The real difference is it's like Suspiria is real thin on story. It just gives you the setting and it's like, oh, she suspects it's a witch coven. And then it's just giving you a lot of visual storytelling. That's what it's all about. I guess all that shit is in the remake, but they just fucking expand upon it and like give you so much story. And they even change some stuff. So it's really, it's its own animal, 100%, but it's just as good. To me, it's probably the best remake I've ever seen because it really stands on its own. But I recommend it. It's really, really good.
Who directed that? Luca something?
Yeah, I don't know the guy's name, but it's good.
What else he's done.
Like it's weird and artistic in its own way, but it looks nothing like the Argento thing. It looks nothing like.
And it's also weird and autistic too.
Yeah, weird and autistic. And obviously, the Suspiria soundtrack's awesome with the goblin stuff, but this also has Tom York doing the soundtrack, which is just as eerie and its own vibe, but it's also really, really, really good. But you should watch it. It'd be fun to talk about both those like side by side.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look and see what that's on. If that's streaming anywhere. I'm sure it is.
I think it's on Prime.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's an Amazon Studios movie.
Oh, okay.
They produced it, so yeah, it's on Prime. Dude, definitely watch it and let me know what you think. And if you haven't seen Suspiria, the original, in a while, then watch that one. Because like I said, one of them is 2.5 hours, one of them is an hour and a half, but they're both really good.
I don't own Suspiria in any format. I do need to get the 4K someday.
Oh, by the way, that 4K, I'm hoping Phenomenal looks just as good, but Suspiria, that 4K, I've watched it twice now on that 4K, and it's gorgeous. It is one of the best 4Ks I own.
Well, they worked on that thing for like 4 fucking years, I think, didn't they, Zach?
Mm-hmm.
It was a long time.
It looks, in my opinion, it looks just as good from a technical standpoint as like a modern movie that's getting released today on 4K, but it looks even better in those movies because of just the content and the actual visual style of it. It's amazing. Like, he really future-proofed himself making it like he did. I don't know, the way it fucking looks, because it just, all those colors pop, and it's a feast for the eyes. It really is. I think it kind of rivals The Shining as far as camera shots and angles and just cinematography and how shit. I mean, I'm saying like the shots and just how beautiful. Because The Shining is also a feast for the eyes, right? Yeah. Like you're thoroughly entertained in The Shining during all of those sequences where there's no dialogue. Danny just riding his bike through the hallways and shit like that. It's beautiful to stare at, and I think. And
that new one is just as good, or what?
I think. Well, it's different. It doesn't look like an Argento movie, but it's just as weird and fucked up in its own way. It's its own thing. It's weird. It's like, but it's just as good. I think it's probably just as good as scored the same 8 or 9 out of 10. So
I'm excited. I'll just have to find like 3 hours though. I mean, that's the hard part.
And to me, that's a good example of a slow burn done right, because it does feel like 2.5 hours, but you're really invested in it. Like I loved every second of it, you know, so it's a real good slow burn. Really quick, my last tidbit on that is, for example, in contrast, the original movie, I know they're at a dance studio, a dance academy. There's like one scene where you see dancers. This movie's heavily focused on the dance academy. Like there's a lot of shit with that and a lot of crazy sequences with the dancing and stuff like that. And it's really, really good. Anyway, that I'll leave you guys with that. But is there anything else you guys want to mention before we close up shop?
Oh, I'm good.
All right. So X, go watch it. It's good shit. We all really liked it. High praise. Todd never actually gave a rating for it. I gave it an 8. Zach,
I said a 9.
9. Yeah. So it's good. Definitely go check it out. Support this kind of movie in the cinemas too. I mean, because like, how often are you getting a movie like this? It really should be celebrated as a holiday. When you're talking about the movie theaters, man, you're lucky if you have anything that's not Pixar, not anything Disney owned, whatever property that is. So when a movie like X does come out, go see it.
I was the lone loser in the theater without like a date. I just went by myself one night.
Yeah.
It was great.
Well, and we had an empty theater too. One couple did come in at the last minute, but it was an empty. It's the kind of movie where it's going to be empty. We went to a matinee, but it's sad though, because there was a time back in the 80s where you could probably go see Friday the 13th Part 4 in a theater and it'd be pretty full on a weekend, you know? So,
yeah.
But support them while you can, because movies like X, their home is really on streaming services. It's actually kind of fun. It's actually pretty shocking a movie like this was in theaters, you know? But it is what it is. But go see it. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. And I swear next thing we put out will be a commentary. What commentary that's going to be, I don't know. I feel like we haven't done commentary in a while because we've done 2 cinema enemas in a row, but
Showgirls.
Yeah, we should do Showgirls. Why have we done Showgirls? Maybe that's the kind of one that might get clicks too. Like your Ken, all the pervy movies get the most clicks. I think we should do Showgirls, man. Put ourselves to that torture. It's just as empty and shallow as something like a Basic Instinct, but at least you get tits, I guess. You know. All right, guys. We'll catch you guys later. Be sure to follow us, like us, subscribe, help the algos, all that bullshit. Engage in the videos, leave reviews in the podcast. Check us out on Patreon. Throw us $2 a month. Get early access and other shit if you just want to peruse it. And buy a shirt. Fuck yeah. Zach's got a sweet new design, which I don't know what he plans on doing with it. What's that? What are you gonna? He's got this crazy design with it's like a collage of every fucking thing he's done in videos. It's like a Where's Waldo. You see all kinds of stuff in it, and you can't stop staring at it because you're finding something new. Is that gonna be a shirt?
One day.
You know what?
Close.
You know what it should be? I don't think Teespring does it, but they should. I would love to make that into a poster.
Oh, yeah.
Like they could print it on a gloss poster and send out rolled posters, because it's really fucking sweet. I should look on there because I haven't looked on there in a while. I think you unlock tiers, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. We'll catch you guys next time. Thank you. Bye bye, puppets.
Bible House. Peace, y'all. That sounds like fire. Like this country used to.